Hey everyone, Danielle here, and I'm back with another video. Today I'll just be showing you one of my newer paintings that I've been working on. This is part of a class that I'm currently teaching over on my website, and that's why you saw it said lesson 3. So I'll be just giving you a few sneak peeks into that class, as well as sharing with you some of the ways that I improved my watercolor paintings. You know, I used to do a lot of abstract watercolors, and with that you really didn't have to worry too much about skin tones and stuff like that, and shadows. At least I didn't with what I used to paint. And so switching from that to trying to paint faces and something that looked like eyes and lips is a lot different. So I just wanted to share a few tips with you as to how I've improved my paintings. I have to say that my number one tip is to test out your colors before you put them down on your painting. And this does take some practice and it takes some time, because you just want to start your painting, you want to dive right in. But if you take some time and test out your colors, it makes for an easier process. That also goes along with choosing a color palette ahead of time. I've noticed that when I'm at least thinking about what colors I want to use in my painting, it helps the process go a lot smoother. For example, I use this really nice mint color on her earrings, I use it on her eyelids, and I use it on the sky behind her, and that makes for a really simple painting, and it ties all those colors together. My next tip is just to use very simple reference photos. I do draw from my imagination, but I also need certain features, certain shadows, and I like to refer to reference photos for that. So there's a website called Upsplash that I like to use, and I know there's other websites out there that have lots of free resources out there or reference photos. So that's one thing I do want to say, is that using reference photos has really helped me develop my paintings a lot better, because you're able to see where the shadows fall, where the colors changed, and all that good stuff. My next tip for improving your watercolors is not to rush. I remember when I started out, I would try to overwork certain areas because I was coming from acrylics and oils, and that doesn't work with watercolors. You really have to kind of put your paint down. You can work it just a little bit, and then you have to let it go. You have to dry that layer and then add another one. So I noticed whenever I rushed, I would have paintings that were overworked, and there just wasn't enough paint on the painting because I wasn't adding layers. I wasn't drying the layer and adding more. My last tip is to gradually upgrade your art supplies. When I really wasn't too serious about watercolors, I would actually use my acrylic brushes for my watercolor paintings, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working as well, and it's because those are not made for watercolors. So that's the first thing I recommend, is that kind of check up on your brushes and look at what you're doing there. And that's a really easy way to improve your watercolors. You will see a difference. Another thing I want to say is you can also buy tubes of watercolor, like I really like the Winsor & Newton tubes, and just gradually upgrade that way as well. If you head over to my blog, I have 5 additional ways to improve your watercolor paintings. I really hoped you liked this sneak peek and a few tips. If you would like to learn more about this class or join, please head over to my website or my Etsy, where you can purchase the class and join today. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.